Welcome. I'm David Dow. I'm one of the founders of the Aphasia Recovery Connection. I'm also a stroke survivor. Today, we're gathered from around the world to talk about what really matters to people with aphasia. Thank you for being here. You matter to us. Like many of you, aphasia changed my language and it changed my life. But here, what I learned. Aphasia changed how we communicate. It doesn't change who we are. I had my stroke when I was just 10 years old. I was on vacation with my family. In one moment, everything changed. I woke up in the hospital. I couldn't move my right side. I couldn't talk. I couldn't read or write. I couldn't understand what people were saying. It was scary and terrifying. Most people think stroke only happens to older adults. I learned early on, stroke doesn't follow rules. Just like a fingerprint, no two people are alike. Whether you had a stroke at 10, as a teenager, as an older adult, we all have this in common. Strokes change things. After my stroke, life was hard. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. Friends didn't understand. I felt isolated and alone. But I didn't give up, and neither should you. Here's something important to know. Over 2 million people develop aphasia every year in the US alone, and 15 million people have a stroke worldwide. You are a part of a large community. You are not alone. Today is World Stroke Day, October 29th. Today, we raise awareness, we share knowledge, and most importantly, we remind each other that we are not alone in this journey. Here's the truth about recovery. Progress isn't always even noticeable. It can be discouraging. Some days are better than others. We have to keep trying. There were days I didn't feel like it, and I had to do it anyways to move forward. That's what recovery looks like. You may struggle to talk, read, or write, but you are still thinking. You are still smart. You have things to say. What you need now is patience, and you need others to understand. Give your time. Connection matters. This is why I started ARC. When I had my stroke, I felt isolated, lonely. Nobody understood. Finding under others who get it, that changes everything. At ARC, we connect people every day. You don't have to do this alone. Here's what I discovered. Recovery isn't about going back to what we were before. It's about discovering who we can because as we move forward, not looking backwards. It's not easy. However, your courage and journey through connection matters to all of us. So every day, we should try to do our best. That's all of us can do. Let me share what I learned through this journey. Recovery is often slow, Progress comes in waves. Keep trying even when it seems impossible. You need patience, and you need people who understand what you're going through. Ask for help when needed. Connection changes everything. Finding your community is powerful. You are stronger than aphasia. Every day, someone new joins our community. Every day, someone takes their first step towards recovery. Every day, someone discovers they are stronger than they knew. You are part of this. This is your community. Before I hand this over to our speakers, remember three things. You are still you. Aphasia doesn't change that. Recovery continues every single day, and you are not alone. We understand. We are family. We are with you. We are ARC. Thank you for being here today. Stay strong.
All right. So thank you, David, for sharing your tips. And we had some really rocky years, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Did you have times that you felt depressed?
Mm-hmm.
Were there a lot of times you or I were crying?
Yeah, many years.
Yeah. It's a really long journey. How many years did you go to speech therapy?
I went to speech therapy for over 15 years.
15 years. So, yeah, you never did give up, did you?
No.
So, and that's a good reminder to all of you to never give up. And for most of you, insurance resets at the beginning of every year. So don't give up and keep moving forward. It's easy to get discouraged. David, were there times you felt really, really discouraged?
Many times.
Yeah. And there were some times you didn't want to work, right?
Yeah.
And that's normal. I think aphasia, you're trying to stay motivated, but let's face it, this is really hard and we get it. But we encourage you to stay strong and keep moving forward. So, next up is Dr. Rosemary Hyuan, and she is a medical doctor. And we're going to be excited to hear what she has to say because remember, she's David's doctor from when he was just a little boy. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend, Dr. Rosemary Hyuan, and let me get your slides pulled up. Hi, Rosemary.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Carol and David. Thank you so much for having me on this fabulous program.
All right, let me get your slides up. Just one second. Okay, here we go.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Rosemary Hyuan. I was David's doctor when he was just 10 years old and had a stroke. I was there. Today, I'm here to share hope with you, hope based on science. When I met David in the ICU, he immediately grabbed my heart. His smile, though a little crooked, it was genuine. The sparkle in his eyes bore right through me. He had a big stroke. He could not move his right side. He could not talk. He could not read nor write. His family was scared, but I knew something. The brain can heal. He was my patient and eventually needed to be transferred to another hospital where he would start rehab and undergo 2 brain surgeries. I was sad and at the same time heartened to say goodbye to this young boy who would go on his journey to recovery. I wanted to give him a goodbye gift. I chose G.I. Joe watch for David because he would identify with the soldier and his fighting spirit, courage, and endurance, all the qualities that would help him be a fighter every day. Your brain can create new pathways. This is called neuroplasticity. This is not hope, this is science. After a stroke, your brain rewires itself. It finds new ways to do things. The brain heals, but it takes time. It may not heal 100%, but every survivor should fight for the best outcome possible. Here's what I told David at 10 and what I tell you today. As a physician, I cannot heal your brain. Therapists can't heal your brain. We have no magic wand. The best person to heal your brain is you. You must own your recovery. You must fight for it every single day. This is your journey. Doctors and therapists can guide you. We can cheer you on, but the work and motivation is up to you. Like I told David many years ago, be a fighter. I have 3 tips for you today. First, find your why. Why do you want to get better? Maybe you want to read with your grandchild, or have coffee with your sister, or maybe you want to Zoom with your family that lives too far away to visit, or connect with others on Zoom who share your journey. Your why will keep you going when things get hard, and things will get hard. This isn't an easy journey, but motivation matters. Keeping a fighting spirit matters. Number 2, consistency matters. Practice every day, not just good days, every day. Your brain needs repetition. Every 5 minutes helps. Small steps count. And here's the truth. You're not alone in this. Care partners, you're part of the team. The cheerleader, the tribe, this is a two-way street. Some days, staying positive is hard. That's okay. Keep going together. You're not a patient anymore. You're not helpless. Focus on what you can do. Stretch your goals. Aim for independence. Show up every day together. Number 3, understand time. Recovery and improvement takes time, not weeks, not months, but years. Just like a tree, it starts small. It grows with time, and it is not quick. It can be very slow, perhaps not even noticeable at times. But science tells us this: the human brain can keep learning over an entire person's life. Recovery doesn't need to stop, and you should not stop fighting either. Time is your friend. Be patient and keep fighting. I know it is not easy. David had a tough road ahead of him, and many of you are on that rough road today. Know this: never give up hope. Some patients may be told they can't improve, and yet they do. One doctor looked at David's MRI. He told Carol to put her son in a nursing home. Carol said no. She could not give up hope. She would not give up hope. And together, David and Carol began their journey: mother and son, cheerleader and survivor, caregiver and patient. They walked that long road of recovery together, just like many of you are walking today. David was my patient many years ago, but where would he be if he had given up hope? Today, he talks, he reads, he writes. He started the Aphasia Recovery Connection, a nonprofit that now helps thousands. He has a partner. He travels alone. Could I predict all this? No, but I told him to keep trying, and he did. He was a fighter, and so are you. David and I met in the hospital many years ago, but our path continues today. I volunteer with ARC. I work with Kara and David on programs. Why? Because I believe in this mission. Ending isolation matters. Community matters. You matter. I want to help because more people like David find their path. Thank you so much for joining us today on World Stroke Day. I hope to see you in our programs, on our calls, on our community. You don't walk this path alone. We walk with you. Keep trying. Own your recovery. Like I told David, never give up hope. You can do this. I believe in you. Be a fighter and never give up.
Thank you. We found your message so inspirational. We hope each of you find the inner fight to keep going.
And I wanted to share that Dr. Hyuan is volunteering with ARC and also with another MD. So we have two MDs now volunteering with us, and we're creating a program, Mission I'm Possible, with more support, more tools, more hope, and more science. So we are really excited about that. And thank you so much, Dr. Hyuan. I got to tell you, when I got this call from her about a year ago, maybe less, she said, I've retired now, and I thought I might volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, but I see what you're doing. And if there's any patient I would love to see again, it's David Dow. So she flew out to, actually, we met in South Carolina, and we have been working together ever since. So on behalf of our community, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Rosemary. And then we've also met through her Colonel Vicki Lynn, who is also an MD, and she was a colonel in the Air Force. So it's quite the mission, and you are on it. So next, I want to transition and share our next speaker, who is ARC's Director of Research. And we know that research is really important to people with aphasia, but we want to make sure it's ethical research and it really matters to people with aphasia. It's over my head, but we're so thankful that Dr. Brooke Hallowell is now ARC's Director of Research. If you're joining us as a clinician, you may know her from her acclaimed book, and it's this big. It's called Aphasia and Other Acquired Neurological Language Disorders. That's a lot of words, but trust me, when she talks to us today, you will learn a lot, and she will speak to us as family members. She's been a big part of our ARC family for a long time, and she comes on our aphasia cruises. And thank you so much, Dr. Brooke Hallowell. And I am going to get you spotlighted as soon as I can find you. There are so many people here. There she is. She's waving. Yeah. Okay. There's Dr. Hallowell. Hello. And
Hello.
how's the weather? She just recently moved to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, actually, I'm just back this morning we've had wonderful aphasia related events in California for the last 8 days, and I'm just back. So glad to be back in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm just going to show you some slides too, and I'll be right on it. Okay. This phoenix is rising from an injured brain, and I love this image. I think it's a really nice visual affirmation of what Dr. Hyuan was just telling us about with the neuroplasticity, that things keep coming back, that there is an opportunity for getting better. And most people after a stroke won't get everything back. And part of the challenge is the long-term finding what the new life is. Who am I now? Where am I going? What is important to me from here? And so it's in that spirit that I want to talk to you about a special model of living with aphasia. And we call it the life participation approach to aphasia. Now, I know some of you, when you first had a stroke or a brain injury, were told terrible stories about that you wouldn't get something back, or that you have already made all the improvement you can make. And so this is how it will be. People are told all kinds of terrible things in the hospital after a stroke. And in fact, we see people continue to get better for decades. I've been working with people with aphasia for over 30 years now, and I can tell you really hundreds of stories of amazing, seemingly miraculous recoveries that really are all thanks to neuroplasticity and wonderful support from others. So if you look at this with me, at the bottom here you see language and related impairments. So for people who have aphasia, sometimes the focus is so much on what's wrong with their language. But in fact, there are other things happening too that people in medical situations don't always necessarily pay attention to. So what about my identity? What about how I feel about it? Many people after a stroke, and for a long time after stroke, are more likely to have depression or feel lonely. Participate in life situations. I want to drive. I want to go skydiving. I want to, on the aphasia cruises, we see people wanting to do all sorts of things, swim with the dolphins, for example. And what is it that you want to do? For some people, it's being able to have conversations with their own adult or teenage children, for example. So it's that maybe it's returning to work. And those big picture things take a long time to get back to in many cases. So it's such an important part of the recovery journey. And then we talk about the communication and language environment. What sorts of supports do you need? What ways could your friends and your family be involved? And a lot of times the families get left out of therapy and rehabilitation when we absolutely need family and friends to be involved. So they need attention too. So in this model of life participation, we look at all of those things. And we look at it for over many years in the course of a person's recovery from stroke and aphasia. So we might call these demedicalized or non-medical approaches. And that doesn't mean they're not complementary with medical approaches. Interestingly, there's a lot of research showing how neuroplasticity can be facilitated by more active engagement with other people, communicating, being social, being engaged. I'm just going to take you through a few examples of these just to get all of our imaginations going about all the things that are possible to do and that people are doing right now today amongst people with aphasia. Here's one, which is intensive workshops or retreats or camps. And I know some of you I've seen here. I have been at the Bloom retreat with ARC, or maybe other ARC retreats or boot camps. Going camping for a week is something some colleagues in Minnesota just finished a wonderful camp, in Wisconsin recently. There are aphasia centers really in many parts of the country. Every state has aphasia centers, and we can talk about that maybe later too, if that's of interest. I know some of you are very vitally involved in aphasia centers, but maybe others don't know about these opportunities. They're really wonderful opportunities to build community. The cruises, the excursions, there are trips that people with aphasia take together. And here you see pictures of our ARC aphasia cruises. And stay tuned if you're interested in coming along with us, because we have a great time. We have a lot of adventure, a lot of connections with one another, and we also really delve into important recovery related content about aphasia and stroke. There are podcasts that are run by people with aphasia, and these are just a few examples. Very inspiring podcasts. Peer befriending programs. So a person who's had a stroke and then for a while and is further along in the recovery journey befriends a person who would benefit from friendship with somebody who's been through it, and they share the same story. We have yoga programs in various places. These pictures happen to be from the Adler Aphasia Center. ARC has done yoga programming, and there are several organizations. There's a new online yoga program being run by a group called Stroke Onward. They call that Stroga. Here's one that I love doing, and I see some people here with us today on the webinar who've done some applied improvisation with me. These are using the kind of strategies and rules of improvisation to help communicate in new ways and in ways that empower people. Because if you've ever tried improvisation, you know that one of the rules is nothing is wrong. Everything that a person does is correct. And so it can be quite liberating for people with aphasia to just get to improvise. Again, something we'll be doing much more of with ARC in the near future. There are theater programs for people with aphasia, several different types. And then there are all kinds of networking affinity groups. That is, you can meet with people who share something in common with you. So I know David's been part of a young people with aphasia groups. Carol has run sessions for people with aphasia who are under 40. There's a Black American aphasia conversation group run through the National Aphasia Association. There are many language-specific groups that meet, so that if you speak Spanish or whatever your language is, there's probably a group that you could join, and many of them meet online, so they're accessible to other people. Poetry writing groups, and some even run by people with aphasia. And now we also have more and more organizations that are run by people with aphasia, for people with aphasia, and actually put on conferences and have their own websites. Storytelling programming is another really interesting aspect of aphasia recovery. Everybody has stories to tell. If you've had a stroke, you probably have several stories to tell, and having a venue to get to share your stories is important. If this picture here of the woman in the red dress, I just heard her. I took this picture of her just the other day at an event called Stroke Monologues, and she's completely paralyzed except for a little bit of head and eye movement. She has something called locked-in syndrome, and she told an amazing story using computerized speech very inspiring. There are aphasia choirs in many parts of the world. You can see there's a map there highlighting different places where there are aphasia choirs. Some are online, many are in person. Empowerment support groups, that's people with aphasia getting together to support one another. Mentorship programs, so, many people who've had stroke and aphasia have had important jobs, or professionals have certain expertise, and the aphasia doesn't take that away. So it's really great if the people with aphasia can be mentors and coaches to others. So programs that match them up, especially with college or high school students for teaching. And likewise, facilitating stroke survivors as consultants. Toastmasters clubs, learning public speaking. There are many of these around the world. And community service initiatives. What's shown in this picture is an aphasia group serving a meal at a free meal, a community meal, mainly for people who are unhoused. And what it does is it gives the people with aphasia a chance to volunteer and do meaningful volunteer work, and also helps the community members learn about what aphasia is. So it's a win for everybody. There are many book clubs for people with aphasia around the country, and lots of a new movement really in doing project-based therapy, having people with aphasia engage in projects to foster more language and communication projects, programming. So that's just a few things on the menu, I think, help broaden the idea of moving beyond just what doesn't work and focus on what can work. And by focusing on can work, what can work, some of those deficits actually get better. It's really amazing. And finding meaningful ways to engage with people is so important for everybody, and especially after stroke and with aphasia. Recovery continues. It continues and continues, and the main thing is to keep practicing with other humans, not just devices, but humans in real communication. So I hope we have a chance to have a little conversation about some of those topics. But for now, it's my tremendous honor to introduce to you our next speaker, who is Nicole Campbell. She is a trustee of the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia, and she has supported national and international work to help people with aphasia for many years. And I'm so personally delighted to see her. I've only seen her on video, never in person. But she is a valued friend of many aphasia-related organizations that are supported by the Tavistock Trust very generously. And today, she's going to be sharing with us about the Aphasia Software Finder, which was her brainchild, I understand, almost 15 years ago. And it's going strong, and she still oversees it with an illustrious team. So it'll be great to learn about that. And also, just of note, she's with us today from Sheffield, Yorkshire, England. Thank you so much for being with us, Nicole.
Thank you, Brooke, and thank you for your talk. It was lovely, very inspiring. Firstly, thank you to Carol and David for inviting me to speak today about the Aphasia Software Finder. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. I'm not very good at this, bear with me. There we go. This is the Aphasia Software Finder. The aim of this website is to help people with aphasia, their families, and professionals, academics, speech and language pathologists, to choose the right software or app for the individual. As David said, no two people are alike. Not all aphasia therapy suits everyone. It is vital to find the right Apple software for you. Now, we've tried to keep the website as aphasia friendly as possible, but there is a lot of information on this website. And you may want to ask a friend, a family member, or even your pathologist to help you navigate it. The website provides information, it doesn't make recommendations, and the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia funds it. So that means it's free for everyone to use it. I was going to show you this website in detail, but I'm going to hijack my opportunity to speak to you to do something different. And I hope you'll forgive me for that. I know that Carol, after this meeting, is going to send you all a link to the Aphasia Software Finder, and also put the link on the ARC Facebook page. For this reason, I recommend that when you get the link, you play this welcome tour video, because it will tell you and it will show you everything that I would have said about the Aphasia Software Finder had I continued my talk down the vein you think I was going to go. But I hope you'll forgive me, because I have a surprise announcement to make, and so I'm going to change direction and stop sharing my video now. The Tavistock Trust for Aphasia gives an annual award. It's called the Robin Tavistock Award, and it's named after Robin Tavistock, who later became the 14th Duke of Bedford and who founded the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia. It is presented annually to a person or to a group who is inspirational and has made a significant contribution to the field of aphasia. On behalf of Henrietta, Duchess of Bedford, his wife, and all our co-trustees, I'm delighted to announce that the Aphasia Recovery Connection, ARC, is the 2025 recipient of the Robin Tavistock Award. ARC has become a phenomenon within the aphasia community, and although based in the United States of America, its reach is global and it's been a lifeline to many around the world. The Tavistock Trust for Aphasia was founded by someone who has aphasia and who wanted to make a difference in the lives of those who were living with aphasia. ARC was co-founded by David, you heard about that, and he acquired aphasia as a child. He and Carol, his mother, also a founder of ARC, discovered that whilst there were some medical resources for treatment, there was a lack of social and emotional support, both for individuals with aphasia and for their families. Through their experience, discovering what it is to deal with the isolation, the frustration, the lack of resources that many with aphasia face, as you all know, Carol and David founded an organisation that now helps thousands in similar situations. Aphasia Recovery Connection aims to create a sustained, lifelong community where people with aphasia can regain the confidence and live lives that are fulfilling despite the communication challenges. And central to their mission is working to end the isolation that aphasia brings, something they know firsthand. They, and you, those of you who are part of ARC, have created and nurtured a supportive community, primarily online, where people can connect, share experiences, and find encouragement. Through your online presence, you've been able to reach thousands of people with aphasia. This was so significant during the pandemic and continues to be now. Additionally, they identified the need for better practical resources to support aphasia recovery. While speech therapy is essential, they recognize that recovery is an ongoing process that extends far beyond the clinical setting, which in many countries is woefully brief. ARC also aims to provide access to practical and up-to-date resources, educational tools, as well as emotional support. This speech could go on and on, listing the numerous and varied ways that ARC finds to make meaningful connections, from online webinars to peer support, and also aphasia cruises, which we've heard of, and from time to time, other events that allow people to meet face to face. But what stands out and is so impressive is the energy and enthusiasm that permeates all that ARC does. The clarity and compassion with which it disseminates practical information and offers hope. Above all, ARC keeps at the forefront of its work the goal to empower and encourage those with aphasia to live full and fulfilling lives. The criterion for this award is to recognise a person or group who is inspirational, has made a significant contribution. Aphasia Recovery Connection has done this and more, and is indeed worthy recipient of the Robin Tavistock Award 2025. Many congratulations.
Wow.
So there we go. I don't know if I can get this into angle. I'm so sorry I hijacked. Anyone who actually joined here today only to hear about the Aphasia Software Finder, I'm sure Carol will arrange a private tutorial at a later date. But for now, this is why I'm here. And I'm glad that you're all here to share that with us.
Wow.
We are so honored, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And it's so great that we got awarded, and it's ARC has given us a window for people with aphasia and their caregivers to have a way to communicate and a way to give hope to out there, and to reach so many people, to give us more ways to reach out.
Yeah, and to connect with other people. Wow.
Get this to you.
We are so incredibly honored. I can't tell you, but it's really the teamwork of our volunteers and the people that support us, and it's really everybody that has made ARC just really come to life. I gotta say though that it brings me back to the very beginning when David said, I think we should start something. And I had my doubts. I thought, how do you find people with aphasia? Like, he wanted to try, but in my mind, I thought it really might fail. And here we are, 10, 15 years later, and we're reaching tens of thousands every month. And it's just been an incredible journey for us and our team, and the people behind ARC really drive us every day. So it's really not an award for us. It's really, we always say ARC is our family. And so
Community.
It's a family award. So thank you all, because every single one of you is a part of our community. And to the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia and Nicole, we are incredibly grateful and really very honored. This is quite the honor, and thank you so much.
Well, I hope you don't mind my hijacking my space. And again, we will send information about the Aphasia Software Finder. It really is fantastic.
It really is,
Yeah.
and that's why we wanted you to speak today. So, but as I promised, I'll be sending highlights out by the end of the week, and
And
I
honestly,
will.
in the little video is everything I would have said. So
It's actually Nicole again in the video, so you already know her. So you can click, and the software finder really is helpful because all too often it's overwhelming. And I remember one time Dr. Audrey Holland saying to me when we were talking once about technology, and she said, too many people are buying everything, not the right thing. They're just jumping all over the place, and people need to find the right thing and get good with it. And I think the Tavistock software founder really does a great job of that. So thank you too for the incredible work that you're doing. And I know you do a lot of support to researchers around the world, and it's just a great honor to know you. So thank you.
thank you.
All right. So, wow. That's really a big wow moment today on World Stroke Day. So thank you again. So you might be wondering, well, ARC just got an award and I'm new to ARC and I don't know really what ARC does and what are some of the things that are creating this impact. So what I'd like to do next is to introduce you to Mikell Roberts, our Program and Development Manager. So what she's going to do is give you just some brief highlights of some of the ways that you can get involved in our community. Then we will take a short break because we want to respect people with aphasia, to give you a little brain break, maybe get a glass of water, use the bathroom, whatever. We'll have a short break. David wanted to really make sure that was in here. He always advocates for people with aphasia, because some of us might be thinking, let's just charge on. And David's like, no, people with aphasia need a break. And thanks to David and the voices of other people with aphasia, I think that's one of our strengths. We get it because we've lived it and we honor it. We respect the needs of people with aphasia. So without further ado, I'm so excited to have Mikell, who is just a rock star for us, share a little bit more.
Wonderful. Hi, everybody. My name is Mikell Roberts. It's great to be here today. Let me share my slides. Okay, I think we have it. All right, so as Carol said, my name is Mikell Roberts, and I am the Program and Development Manager at ARC. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about our ARC program. Before I do that, I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. We had such great interest in our World Stroke Day event, and we're just grateful that you took the time out of your day to be here. Also, I have to say thank you to Nicole and the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia. Wow, what an honor for ARC to be recognized with this very prestigious award. And that just means so much to all of us within the ARC community. So as you may know, ARC is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is simple. We are out to end the isolation of aphasia. we want to help people connect with others who understand aphasia. So many of you are already part of our ARC family, but if you are new to ARC, welcome. And at ARC, as you've heard us say many times today, we are in this together and we are family. So our hope is that ARC will help you on your aphasia journey. We know firsthand how hard aphasia is. It can be extremely frustrating and very lonely. But we want you to remember that you are not alone in this. We are here to help you stay motivated and to help you connect with others. So I'd like to tell you about some of our ARC programs, and we really hope that some of them will spark your interest for you to check them out. So first, we have our Aphasia Connect Zoom sessions. These are friendly online groups where people with aphasia can get to know others and practice their communication. It's important to know that all forms of communication are welcome at these sessions. Aphasia Connect is a great way to make new friends with people who truly understand exactly what you're going through. We also have a new program coming up, which is our Aphasia Connect for Care Partners. We will be hosting Aphasia Connect sessions for care partners specifically starting in November, something that we are really excited about because we at ARC know that being a care partner is challenging at times. And Carol herself has been there firsthand, and she knows exactly how to support care partners in the best way possible. And these groups are a safe space to share, learn, and get support. We also offer care partner trainings. So these are for care partners or even family and friends. It's a session where family and friends can learn about aphasia, and they can also learn how to be a better communication partner for their loved one with aphasia. We want you to invite your friends, invite your family. Everyone is welcome at our care partner training sessions. We also offer our conversation club. So these are more Zoom sessions, and we offer this every Tuesday evening with Dr. Amanda Eaton, who volunteers her time to host this session. And during this session, you'll also meet students that are learning to become speech language pathologists. So it's a great group. We've had some wonderful turnouts, so we hope that you'll come to check it out. This one's pretty fun. So we do offer fun sessions such as bingo. I'm a big fan of bingo myself, and this bingo session is aphasia friendly, and it's just a great way to log on and have some fun. Our Learn and Connect webinars. So these are educational based webinars where you can learn about a variety of aphasia focused topics and meet others living with aphasia. Hence the name Learn and Connect coming together. our Facebook page. So we have a big online family. We reach 250,000 people every month on Facebook. So if you're not already connected with us on Facebook, you definitely should. It's a great way to stay up to date on our events, share your aphasia story, and find inspiration from others. Our Facebook community is a community of kindness and also one of hope. I know Dr. Hallowell mentioned our aphasia cruises, and these are so much fun. And our cruises combine vacation, learning, and connection. Upcoming events. As you can see, there are many ways to get involved with ARC. We have our Aphasia Connect calls, care partner trainings, Learn and Connect webinars, and we actually have several of these events coming up over the next 2 months. In fact, we're also doing a Learn and Connect webinar about neuroplasticity, which you heard a lot about from Dr. Hyuan. So definitely stay tuned. For dates and more information, we recommend keeping an eye on your email. We do send an ARC weekly newsletter every Thursday. And in our newsletter, you will find the links for all of the events coming up that week. Community, connection, shared experiences. ARC is a community of shared experiences. We know how powerful it is to connect with others who just get it, who understand aphasia. We bring people together, we create healing spaces, and our places are filled with understanding and hope. So please don't forget, you are not alone. You belong here. And we are so glad that you are part of ARC. And together, we hope that we can make this hard journey just a little bit easier.